Hello, welcome to the new edition of Magical Boot. It's been a while. This is Rony Mazumdar. I have Sudipta with me. Sudipta, it's been a while. There's a lot of things happened. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
All good. Seems like a lot of things happened since we talked. Almost kind of 1.5 months away.
Yeah,
Uh,
almost.
there are a lot to talk. I mean, not that everything we can capture or everything we can cover, but we do have a lot to talk. I mean, I'm pretty sure you want to talk something uh, regarding the leaks or the Ballon D'Or. We haven't really talked about. So where do you want to start?
Let's start with Ballon d'Or.
For sure, Ballon d'Or 2021 was won by Lionel Messi. The French football basically how not really explaining how it works, but they appoint the representative of each country's, each FIFA nation's journalist, soccer journalist, or the football journalist, and they basically give their votes in favor of the most. Um, Whoever gets the most vote basically wins the Ballon d'Or, be it man, be it female, be it the best coach. So for the male part, it was Lionel Messi. Um, for the young player, it was Pedri,
Yeah,
and most promising player. And there's the female player was what's her full?
Alexia Putellas.
Yeah, exactly, Putellas. So technically, it's not three Barcelona players, but still there are Barca connections. The three of them basically won it. But I guess one of the most controversy in different mainstream medias have been they were challenging and talking, especially in British-based or other based medias and commentators. Some of them were very disrespectful towards some of them towards French football. Some of them were saying that Ballon d'Or was rigged to the point that there was a lot of fan base, especially of in Twitter and Instagram, writing something. And famously, Cristiano Ronaldo was basically seen posted as factos. So, where to start, Mr. Sudipta?
I don't know. Actually, what how can I say confused me most actually is that um, they yeah, like it cannot go all the time in our way or something like this. Like for example, if I have an opinion about some player or some team, it won't, like the whole world won't see it's the same way, but you have to accept it anyway. We have this, like this sort of huge speculation about this Ballon d'Or in 2013, where Cristiano Ronaldo won. The year before, like some people say that like it should have been Andres Iniesta. At the time, they won Euro and the league. Um, and Messi did not win anything, but he broke the record of
It's
Gerd
still a
Muller.
record. Yeah, it's still a
Yeah,
record of 91 goals. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it infamously it was also under speculation. Also, like in 2010, there were like three Barca player probably on the short list. Um, if
Well,
am I?
well, can I interject here?
Yeah,
Some of the mainstream media I saw, especially English-based medias and even US-based media, they were saying that it's a popular. Some of them were saying it's a popularity contest. In a context, it is. I mean, I'm not denying that
yeah,
it is not
yeah,
because most of the votes, whoever gets it, is definitely popular for that particular season, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, that popularity would be different if it's just based on England. Say, for example, there's a lot of people say Mohamed Salah, basically a
Yeah.
fantastic player, but he's not
Yeah.
he's not a Ballon d'Or worthy. Say if it was I don't know if it was in France based, it would have been entirely Kylian Mbappe.
Actually, Ballon d'Or is France
No, no, no.
France based.
I'm saying if it was entirely French based, not
Oh
entirely
yeah.
world based. I mean, it is given by French football, but if it was
Yeah.
just French people or French league we're talking about, it could have been either Mbappe or someone from France. But that popularity varies, and that popularity varies over the years. But yes, I mean, some journalists came and say, they were Messi didn't deserve it and stuff like that. It's hard to argue, someone didn't deserve it and someone else did. There were argument for Jorginho. I was laughing out loud. There were
He actually made it to the top three.
I couldn't believe it. He's not a top three player in the world even last year. No matter what it is, I can't believe he's been there. Some of them were saying Robert Lewandowski deserved 2020, and
Yeah.
well, deserved. Then that's an opinion as well. Uh, and now 2021, he's scoring prolifically. But in terms of big title, except the Bundesliga, I mean, even the Bundesliga, it's been one-way horse for a long time. I mean, there were years Bayern Munich basically won the European Championship, and you could have possibly argued regarding Ribery, Arjen Robben, even someone like Muller, if they have won it and they have had significant performance to contribute to that. But then again, I come back to the point that it is some way popularity vote, but the way the media reacted, actually, uh, media reacted as well as some of the journalists and some of the ex-players reacted. Someone like
Yeah.
Patrice Vieira, sorry, not Patrice Vieira, is it Evra? Patrice
Patrice
Evra.
Evra.
Uh, it's it's funny in a way. It's a free entertainment given towards the world in the day of TikTok. Like if you have a TikTok account and you get most viewed videos or memes, you get money for that,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I don't know if Patrice Evra was getting paid, but it was funny. Thank you. Go ahead.
Actually, there were some interesting arguments brought on. For example, Steve Nicol probably was saying in ESPN, uh, like the footballing knowledge is not the same in the whole world or something like this.
No,
Like
no,
if we go to this argument, then like I don't know, like I can say like half of the countries in the world are like democratic countries. So how many people are educated? So they shouldn't have any opinion. So it's something like this. Um, and
I wouldn't really like Steve Nicol was a legendary player for Liverpool and one of the legends of the Liverpool team. But I wouldn't take his argument very seriously. He's someone that after Messi won the Copa America, he basically after 2 or 3 days he basically said it would be really tough to give it to someone else other than Messi. So then he changed his position. I don't know what's going on with Steve Nicol, or I'm not going to say, but I was really heartened by some of the argument were really thrown into, it's Craig Burley, be it Jan, the Norwegian. He was talking about, okay, Craig Burley's argument was because Lewandowski broke Muller's record, Gerd Muller's record, so just give it to him. So in the same argument, Messi, how many times he broke Pele's record? 3 times in the last season. I mean, doesn't make sense. Um,
Yeah, also like Cristiano Ronaldo scored 800 goals in his professional career.
so should
Like
I give
he's
it for for
yeah,
entire
exactly.
career or that particular year?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So
even someone like
another,
Alessandro Del Piero was saying that
yeah,
Jorginho should have won it, and again, he's
yeah,
Italian,
I think
right?
it's biased.
So I don't take that seriously. Uh,
Yeah.
but some of the disrespect, I think, by it is very regarded. Someone like Ian Dark, who was a very well-known commentator.
Yeah.
He basically came and says, it's not, it's rigged and stuff like that. So it's rigged when it doesn't go my way, but it's not rigged when it goes in other
I
way.
think it's an after effect of this cancel culture we have been practicing over last 5 to I don't know 8 years since the social media has a boom in our life.
Well,
And
you can argue these old folks. I mean, they're fairly older than the social media guys, but it's a
well,
culture. As
actually they are actually like try to get into this conversation just to make some sort of like a relevancy. For example, if you just go to gold.com's Instagram page, and if you check out the posts just before the Ballon d'Or decision, they are sort of like trying to put Messi ahead, and right after the decision came in and the celebration was there, like when they announced Lionel Messi as the 2021 Ballon d'Or, and just after that they started like should should it goes to Lewandowski, and it comes like this, like the more you create this confusion, the more you sell those stuff. So like this is the problems with this like mainstream medias. They don't actually cover like
no,
interesting facts, or I don't know, like those persons who are in the pundit's chair, they are not
I don't
like
even. Well, you're talking about ESPN. I don't know how they even pay some of the guys for giving them really crap review. I mean, some of them are very good footballers. Some of the World Cup winner, ex World Cup winners.
yeah,
They
exactly.
they come up with some of the garbage analysis. You can see someone was talking about. I'll take the name. Frank Leboeuf basically was talking about Marcelo Bielsa. He doesn't have the pedigree to talk about Marcelo Bielsa. And Leeds United has how many players away from the first team? 10 players were not missing for Marcelo
Yeah.
Bielsa. And you're talking trash about someone who, well, there, Frank Leboeuf as a player can be renowned, but one Marcelo Bielsa is more important than 1,000 Frank Leboeuf. So just put it into that place. Some of the comments and you know that comes out. I mean, it seems so tone deaf. So I just don't take them really seriously, except potentially Pablo Zabaleta and some of the Spanish recruitment this year. I've seen, and obviously Sidlow is a very known person, well-known person. Otherwise, I don't take ESPN FC particularly.
No, I was not only talking about ESPN. I was checking up the medias. Like so, when I noticed this in gold.com's Instagram page, it's called probably Gold
I
Global
I
or something.
I would put them in the same page.
Yeah, it was like just the moment before they were kind of like pushing a little bit, try to make a little bit
Agenda,
conver like
yes.
yeah, agenda about Lionel Messi before like they. as if like Lewandowski will win this thing.
And I'm kind of
And
really sorry to cut you
uh,
off. I mean, I
yeah,
was surprised that Neymar wasn't in top three. Yes, you could say that he didn't have a very good season.
mhm.
He was kind of, I mean, Messi had one of the finest international competition by far. I mean, if you put any player's
Actually,
statistics on,
if you consider a single like a single player,
yeah,
it's the best competition and like anyone
has ever
ever
played
has.
exactly.
Yeah,
And the
exactly.
closest person, I think, except the final, was Neymar,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
and he was not even in conversation. So that should have been the conversation. Yeah, Neymar should have been there, but you know, obviously, it's the to me, 2002, 2003, Walter Bremen striker scoring more goals than any other German player in Bundesliga, has more pedigree than Robert Lewandowski. Taking nothing away, fantastic goal scorer, fantastic player. But his most goals comes from. I mean, he's a little striker. He does what he does, but that's
Mhm.
nothing extraordinary, even on that standard. I mean, you expect him to score goals with Bayern Munich. He was
Yeah,
good in Borussia Dortmund days as well, but he wasn't that prolific. I mean, he's not a difference maker.
yeah,
If you even put this Lewandowski to second place or third place team, I don't think he's gonna score as much goal.
yeah, exactly. Also, like if you see the stats, he was the one who missed most, well, second most, right after Karim Benzema. So yeah, Benzema was also in the list, in the top
Yeah.
five probably.
No, that's why I
So
liked
yeah,
Ancelotti. Ancelotti was talking about. I think he was asked. He told, yeah, yeah. I didn't see Benzema or Courtois was crying. So that perfectly sums up. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
somebody won and just move on. Because there's always a next Ballon d'Or. Just go ahead, and
yeah, exactly. Like I wanted to show the viewers, if we have any,
sure.
some charts about uh, yeah,
So,
exactly.
some stats.
Yeah, some stats. Yeah, in the first one, we can see I actually tried to um, get some help from fbrief.com. Yeah, if there are any viewers, you can actually analyze players' stats as you can see, expected goals per xg or per assist per xg or per like overall total performance per or how how can I say like how they help their teams. So you can actually go to this website. They're brilliant. Also, they are also for the other sports. I guess I actually never checked, but so like let's uh, go to the comparison between Jorginho, Kevin De Bruyne, and N'Golo Kante. Uh, both of the two players from Chelsea, they actually made it to the top five, and they aren't actually. Yeah, if you check their performance here, like per 90s, they are not the goal scorer. So like I should actually skip this. So yeah, in passing type, if you consider this, for example, yeah, yeah, Jorginho obviously top there, but there was another statistics which Sergio Busquets was the highest, has highest pass completion rate, and especially in the final third. So he and his Jorginho not was not even in the top two or three. there. So yeah, if you check over there, like per 90s stats and everything, Jorginho is probably probably the best in a way in the among these other two players. But the thing is that um, this is his performance with Chelsea. But if you notice that, like for example, the blocks per 90s, he's almost same as N'Golo Kante. Tackles is almost same as N'Golo Kante, and dribbles against dribbles, he did brilliant against um, against the opponents, but pressure is not much that
But again,
difference actually.
I have this problem with the stats as well.
Yeah,
In sometimes it shows that Jorginho may be as equal as N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante is or was for last season was a key player for Chelsea. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
there is no way you can. I mean, whoever saw the game of in any game of Chelsea, how after Thomas Tuchel basically took over from Frank Lampard,
Yeah.
there's no stats. I mean, yeah, these stats might show that he was very close, but he's no way as close as N'Golo Kante. Given Kante's pressing, I mean, I don't know how he can show how Jorginho pressed.
Let's see. Press. Yeah, here is it. It's almost same as
But
like tackles.
does it differentiate between, say, someone was pressing in going forward on the defensive line and someone pressing the other midfielders? I don't think it's
Mm,
taking as a
Yeah,
same as pressing, right?
yeah. No, 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 not. If you look at
Oh,
this
right.
side of this, yeah, there are actually like some difference. Like defensive third.
Yeah,
Um, Actually, N'Golo Kante was pressing more in the attacking third,
yeah, that's
and
what I was saying. He was taking more risk and putting more pressure on the opponent's
yeah,
half.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly, and that's why the difference like came in because if you are like working more on the opponent side, then you
you're
are
covering more grounds, and you're
yeah, you are covering more.
making your opponent to make some missed passes.
Yeah, exactly. And most of the if you see that like this point like Jorginho was
Midfield.
operating in the midfield, like
Exactly.
basically.
That's what my point was. He
So
was pressing mostly in midfield, and Kante was
yeah,
covering more ground.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, here it is like in attacking third, N'Golo Kante was like touching more balls than Jorginho. Um, and dribbles they completed almost same as um
Yeah.
but the yeah, N'Golo Kante in the attacking third he completed more dribbles than Jorginho, like almost double.
Yeah, because he was recovering more ball on the other
Yeah,
front, right? So
yeah. So he actually like in a way he actually deserved to be on third,
yeah,
especially also like he played brilliantly when France won the
Euro.
Nations League.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even in Euro as well. I mean,
yeah,
he was one of the best French player. Obviously, they had a meltdown against Switzerland, but coming back to, like, you can make an argument
yeah.
for Donnarumma.
Yeah, of course.
You
Yeah,
can
because he has how can I say like key moments with AC Milan. He put them in the top
Champions League.
four.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, also.
Uh,
Yeah,
for AC
also he
Milan, it
saved.
was almost December. They were almost on the top, right,
Yeah,
in Syria, and obviously he had major contribution for Italian win on the Euro.
yeah. Especially last two games were basically he carried the team over his shoulder. So
Right. So you can make argument about few other players potentially better than say Robert Lewandowski
Jorginho, yeah.
or Jorginho. But what
So
what my question is here,
yeah.
if you look at the stats,
Mm.
in 2007-8 when Kaká won that for AC Milan,
Well, we can actually do it on live.
yeah, why don't we do it? Just compare the statistics between Kaká
Yeah,
as well as the
let me
same
set this.
season one
Yeah.
Roman Riquelme who won the same thing, but one in Europe, one in South America.
Okay. So like we are going to compare Kaka.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Kaka in
I think it was
2007
seven
Milan,
eight. Yeah.
7-8 or 6-7. They won
Yeah.
the
Right. 6-7. 6-7.
6-7. Yeah. Okay. To 7-8. Okay. And who else?
Uh, Juan Roman Riquelme,
Okay.
same season. I think it's RI.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same season. I think he just went back to Boca.
7, right?
I think so.
Oh, okay. They are both creative midfielders, so like we
Fantastic
can.
players. I'm not.
Yeah.
Both are greats. But what I want to show in
Uh,
terms of
Actually,
trophies,
we don't have
much.
much information. Yeah.
Okay. So what I was going to say, whatever Kaka won in Europe, Riquelme went back after Villarreal stint is over. He went back and he won the basically same thing
Mm.
with Boca Juniors, but in South America. But obviously, Kaká won because Europeans competitions always been uh, you know takes precedence or regarded as superior. So it
Uh,
is it
ac-
is it is what it is. It is about most people's opinion and whatever they see. Obviously, you don't understand or someone was commenting on that ESPN show that those someone from Niger or Mozambique doesn't
yeah.
have the same understanding of football as them, as if so someone else was making an argument that PFA players or that players doesn't always choose the best player. So
Uh, Actually, I'm going to ask you a question. Actually, if I don't know, Manchester United or even Manchester City play in Bangladesh in this mud, do you think we have chance, like in against Manchester City or something like this? Because they don't have any experience. Like when Argentina, if you remember Argentina, when Argentina was playing in Dhaka against Nigeria, they barely escaped in their life. But Nigerians played really
well,
inspiring
exactly.
football. Yeah, because they know this place. So like the thing is that like you cannot compare those things like with England. Like, yeah, they don't have turf. Okay, so what? Football is not about turf. It's about skills in different situations
Yeah,
also.
exactly. And also, you know, places like Bolivia, you know,
Yeah,
or even some at certain point Ecuador, uh, or even hot places like Barranquilla in Colombia, right? So
yeah.
um,
Like in even in Brazil, some places are like
yeah,
it's
it's hard,
unplayable.
hard to
Yeah,
play. And the Copa America, most of them, because it was so bad pitches, it's not pretty. Because Brazil was not really prepared to host
yeah,
a
exactly.
host that competition. It was just there was no place else available, so they just did it. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, you cannot argue that Messi didn't deserve it. If you are doing that, you're showing a major disrespect to the football viewers of entire world. You are showing major
Mhm.
disrespect to the greatest player who have ever played the game, and just proving that you basically know nothing uh, about the sports. It's not about certain league in a certain and scoring goals and breaking records. If breaking records does mean anything, I mean, obviously, I've said Pele's most goals record have been broke in South America by Messi. Also, the most goals in a single club was broken by
Yeah.
Messi, and also Messi surpassed Pele's total number of goals in last
In
year as
South
well.
as a South American, yeah, player.
Yeah, national team,
So
and they were talking
yeah,
about players like Jurgen Klinsmann, Rudi Voller, Rummenigge, a lot of other greats couldn't break Cardinals records. I mean, you could even argue that players like Maradona, players like Brazilian Ronaldo, Romario,
Johan Cruyff.
Juan Cruyff, Roque Santa Cruz, the greatest Paraguayan
Yeah,
striker ever, Marcelo Salas, Zamorano, they couldn't beat,
Zamorano,
or even there are other Brazilian greats like Zico. There is Socrates. There is
Socrates. Yeah,
Vava, Vagaincha. The list goes on. There's Adriano. Adriano was sensation for
Adriano.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Batistuta, Crespo. They didn't beat that Pele's record, but he's Messi's done that. So just for the argument's sake, whatever argument you can bring, by the same argument, it can be disproved.
Also, yeah. Also, the margin was really close because it was only for like 8 votes. Messi won, probably 8 or 9.
I didn't really pay that. To be honest, I thought it was 32 or 40 votes more,
Oh, okay.
at least. I mean, it was
Okay, but
fairly comprehensive,
yeah,
not even close.
okay,
And
but
and, and there's
let
no debate on the Putzelas winning the female one, because
yeah, put the
I'm
lesson.
assuming not a lot of people actually see female football and how great
Actually,
player.
yeah, I was going to bring it up like later after this uh, our conversation, but you brought it up. Barcelona female team has scored over 100 goals in last 20 matches this season. So how can you describe them? I don't know if you are following them.
I
Uh,
haven't watched them, but like live games, but I've seen bits and
okay.
pieces in highlights and a lot of extended highlights. Looks great. I mean, if you're a football fan, do you really care the men's are kicking it or females are kicking it? You want to see great players, skills
Yeah.
on the ball, and you want to enjoy and have the fun of the game. And nobody was talking about Puskas. It's all about Messi and Lewandowski, and obviously hidden agenda of who can win it or who didn't win it. It's more about you name it, beer, football, goals, ESPN. There are other lot of social media broadcasters basically are talking nonsense repeatedly for a month and milking out this Ballon d'Or, which shouldn't be even a question. Uh, I wish nobody was even talking about Barcelona's and this female team of Barcelona, how they're achieving it. Nobody even talking about it.
Yeah, they're basically dominating the whole game, and like the most peaceful thing is that like it's not that goal, it's like how they play.
Yeah,
And um, yeah, like Puteas probably has, she has probably the best year of her life, probably. I don't know, she's doing
she's fairly young.
well this, yeah, she's doing all well also this season. But the thing is that like it's not all also about her, the whole team, how they stands for, and how they scored, and how they go to the final third. This whole process is like, it's so, I if you are a fan of 90s football, like it feels like you are in the, like in this zone. And it's not that much actually physical, but players are like able to, yeah, of course there are some pressures, because there are also like even like they are female, they're actually competitive also,
Oh
and they are
yeah,
also
oh
like
yeah.
yeah, they're also
I've
like,
I've played in a mixed league, and I know how competitive females can be. So
yeah.
make no mistake.
Of course. Yeah, I played actually a rugby match in Germany.
Yeah, I've been.
Well, it was,
Yeah,
yeah,
talk.
their tackle was really tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is that yeah, they are closing the spaces. They are doing all those modern what we are used to see in modern football. But still, there are something, how can I say, eye catching about this whole team, and
And
it's not
it's been
about
sheer
just the goal.
domination. It's
Yeah,
very rare to
exactly.
see
Yeah,
how they dominated every facet of the game. It's about controlling. It's basically vintage. I'd go and compare that to the '90s Cruyff golden generation team.
yeah, of course.
You can see glimpses, or even a bit of Pep Guardiola, which is a byproduct of Cruyff's.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not like they're actually playing those sort of
No, no,
football.
no, not that. But what I'm
It's
saying is,
it's
in terms of
yeah,
covering the spaces,
the
or
yeah,
you almost feel that they're going to make you suffer in every way possible.
yeah, exactly. And uh, even like teams like Real Madrid and PSG played last season. This season probably there was a match against Arsenal. They couldn't actually like go near them, and it just reminded me those games against um, uh, Barcelona, when Barcelona played against Manchester United in finals. There
Yeah,
were two finals, yeah, like
or even some of the games in Arsenal. In Wenger is the Invincibles.
yeah. Yeah, the players cannot get near those players, because they are moving so fast and changing the ball and changing the position, but they're covering up the spaces and doing all those things. But the thing is that like they are doing in a confined space, and the, and they are doing so efficiently. It feels like you are playing video games with them or something like this, almost.
Okay. Do you want to spend more time on this Ballon d'Or? I personally don't see any
Any
reason, but by seeing, as I've said, some of the ex-footballers such as Patrice Evra coming in and crying out loud, and some of the comments done by some of the ex-players. I thought they're very deluded. They don't live in this. They don't live in this universe, and they don't actually um, have any respect for a sports that is global. Uh,
yeah,
by saying that they are superior of understanding. I just laughed out loud of the almost like a racist sort of comment. The game is for all. The game is can be complicated, but on the surface layer, it's so simple that everybody understands it and everybody values good performance. I mean, it's not that rocket science that nobody else would understand. So you're already putting yourself as a superior being of superior skill set to understand something that someone else
Well,
doesn't.
in terms of, I was going to ask you something. In terms of techniques or something like this, what what did England give us,
Some
except for football itself?
Well, England give a lot of overhyped medias and a lot of nonsense pundit.
That's what I was going to say actually, because the thing is
If
that,
you just hear Michael Owen, you don't have to take anyone else. Just listen to Michael Owen and you'd understand what it is to be. I mean, he would say something very obvious, but pff, I mean, some of the comments made by Michael Owen basically blows your mind. I mean, why is this guy have a mic and on BT Sports or BBC as well? So that gives you a clear picture of the standard of some of the professional players they were playing, and they don't have the brain to analyze anything.
yeah,
Shouldn't say everything about, shouldn't generalize it. I mean, I think Steven Gerrard was great when he was commentating, and he's been proven very well when he started his Aston Villa management career after having very successful Rangers tenure.
it wasn't that successful. He just won the league against.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
mean,
actually like,
well, that's
it wasn't like he just held them back for one season, and they were winning it for like last 9 seasons. What was the other club?
Aston Villa,
No, 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 no. Rangers.
Rangers,
Opponent.
and Celtic.
Celtic, yeah, exactly. So, but thing is that like he played in his team played against Liverpool in uh, what is it called, Anfield, and they played brilliantly. Actually, they hold them
In the
off
English
for a
Premier League.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think this guy is a little bit different, even compared to Frank Lampard. He has this brain, and he knows how to work with these people. And Aston Villa was, if you remember, Aston Villa was losing. Probably they lost last five of their games before he took over.
I think it
So
was four. Not sure about five, but that's okay. That's close
yeah,
enough.
around this number. So they were not winning for a while, and these players like there was only one change from the last season. Jack Grealish went to Man City,
And
and
Buendia basically came in for them.
yeah, but still, like right now, Aston Villa's performance is like, yeah, they when they played against Manchester United, it was brilliant actually.
Um, as we are in the English Premier League, I mean, so far, ca-
Actually, I was going to ask you about our other Ballon d'Or winner, Pedri.
Pedri, yes, I like Pedri a
So,
lot. I like Pedri a lot. As a viewer, I
mhm.
think he has, well, he has vision. He has terrific
Yeah, just
passes.
don't say Barca DNA.
No, he has a vision. He has a terrific passing ability. What I'm not absolutely sure, because he was overplayed in the last season.
Yeah, he almost played like 73 or 76 matches
Too
last
much,
season.
and
Yeah,
that take toll on him
yeah,
as a young kid, and he's been mostly injured this season. I just hope he stays healthy. He's been, and hope some players drop their level after getting back. Not everybody can regain that, and I just hope
yeah.
that he doesn't have that sort of thing, because he's a class player, and I don't see any other player was actually challenging him for that best young. player award, unless we're talking about still Kylian Mbappe being young. But he didn't really.
He's not.
Well, he's still what 21, 22, 23. I don't know.
22, 22 actually. Yeah.
But yeah,
22 or 23, yeah.
yeah, it's still very young to be honest. But he
Mm.
didn't do much in last season for PSG as well as for France. Um, I I think I well, your question was basically how did I like Pedri, because there was no other one young player was close to his performances and consistency, so they had to give it to him.